Okay, let's take a look at some stuff, some gear, everything that I've been playing with lately, just as for fun. I want to take a look at kind of a tank build that I've been working on. It's a little bit hard with the division to do anything tank related, of course, anybody knows that right now. Given that the damage on explosives is so high and you can get nuked out of your, your life quickly. Let's take a look at a few things real quick here. Armor 280k, health 93, right? Doesn't help as much as you would think, all that armor. It's just an idea I'm playing with the, even though the game doesn't really want you to be a tank, I'm still trying to play with the idea. Killing an enemy repairs 10% of armor. Bloodsucker adds up to 6 times, like a 6 stack of 25%, 150% armor. Obliterate, depleting an enemy's armor grants 30% critical hit chance. That's going to be chained with another thing. Once again, it's going about the idea of breaking armor, killing an enemy to get armor, killing it or breaking armor to get bonus armor. And then perfect blacksmith, killing an enemy with your side arm, repair 60% of your armor once every 10 seconds. Really useful for getting back a huge chunk of your armor. Finisher, swap in within 10 seconds. Killing an enemy grants 30% crit chance, 30% crit damage for 15 seconds. Really nice. Let's say you get damaged. You start off the fight maybe initially trying to go for a lobby. Just get a kill so you can get that 30 crit chance, 30 crit damage. Then you swap over to your main you'll have finisher. You have 10 seconds, so you can use that time before you have to actually swap over to your primary. In this specific case, I've got preservation, which gives me 10% armor over 5 seconds. Not exactly the best gear overall, but I'm working at farming. I believe 60% is their max crit chance. Looking at what this build currently has is 36.5. Procking finisher will get me 60. I'll already have the max crit. But it doesn't hurt to have a default. Let's say I don't proc a finisher initially during the fight, or I don't swap between my weapons too well, then I'm going to have something like 36.5, or if I put that other 6% on, I'd have 42.5. Okay, I know it's kind of all over the place, but what I've always done in the past with anything I've played with is just germinate ideas in your head of like, what's potential, right? What potential could you do? So the idea is, once again, starting from the top, kill a low-level mook, right? Get your finisher. That gives you 30% crit chance, 30% crit damage, right? So then you go to your primary, and that's going to get a kill, and that's going to give you your armor repair. You can also, if it's something that is armored, you're also going to get armor stack, bonus armor stack, but you're also going to get 30 crit hit damage for 15 seconds. So between this and here, that's a 60% crit damage increase on top of whatever you have. So in this case, I've got 25%. That'd be like 85%. I don't know if there's a ceiling to crit hit damage. There's a max stats thing out there somewhere. I'm sure you can look into it. Now, if you get damaged during a fight, what you need to be doing constantly is swapping back between finisher and your primary. Finisher and primary. So whatever your sidearm has for finisher, and then back to your primary. The knees, by the way, just have patience on there, just in case you need to pop into cover, give you a little bit of armor repair. You get a kill while you're there. You're going to get a bonus to, you're going to get a little bit, you're going to get 10% armor over 5 seconds, along with the 5% every 1 second for that. Get a kill to get armor, break armor to get bonus armor, break armor to get crit damage, and get headshots in order to get increased repair. That headshot kills improve the repair, but also 60% of your armor back in a fight. So there's other things you could do. Like at one point I had Safeguard on here, and Safeguard gives you 150% bonus to repairing and healing effects for 5 seconds. So you get the idea. That occurs once every 20 seconds though, so it's a very long gap in between. And I found that I wasn't really getting a lot of advantage out of it. So I switched over to something that would allow me to put a crit chance on there, as I really needed that for this build, and then also give me a damage to elites, which I believe my damage to elites is something not great either. It's like 38%, So, there's different ways clearly to go about getting this. As far as weapons are concerned as well, I do like the F2000 fire rate in general and the mag size, and I do like the preservation. But I've also used the CTAR or Qatar. I don't know how you say that. I like to say both. But this gives me crit hits at a chance of 5% reload speed bonus, max stack 30. To me, and it's got a 48 mag, 900 RPM. To me, this is really good use for mid to short range, kind of like a rifle SMG, using an SMG, but an AR like an SMG. And I work really well with this kind of thing. But I also have another F2000. Killing an enemy with critical hit grants 50% crit hit damage for 15 seconds. That actually works really well as well when you proc your finisher and break armor. So you can really just kind of mow through things because you're going to be getting 50% critical hit damage. There's other things I've looked at, like Strained, for example. 5% crit hit damage is gained every 10% of your armor that's depleted. So that's a potential. I used to use that a lot with Berserker. But that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm enjoying this. Let's see if we can do some little gameplay here with that. Okay, let's look at initiating this fight here with a regular kill. So we can get our finisher, a regular mob, not an armored one. Although the armored one would give us something like crit damage as well. So let's see about that. Okay, good. So we're going to have crit damage, crit hit. And finisher's down, so I need to swap to get my finisher again. It's okay if I take damage. It'll be good for me to see. So my armor just went up big time there. So watch as I take damage. Perfect is already on. Perfect Blacksmith. There's a swap. There's my bonus armor. Finishers up. I should be able to proc perfect Blacksmith here. Now I want to go for the headshot. There we go. So you can see how much armor I regained right there. Wow, that guy got obliterated. Finisher's about to finish. So it's good that I'm taking damage so you can see how effective this is going to be. Okay, see there's my armor and bonus armor up. And yeah, I mean, definitely give it a try. Like a big deal is not so much the weapon, find a weapon that works really well with you. You could even go for, not Diamondback, but Nemesis because of the headshot damage. You can go for Nemesis on that. You can go for Killer, which is going to give you the 50 extra hit damage. You can go for Preservation, which is going to give you an extra boost to armor. You can go for Strained, which is going to give you damage on crit hits, I believe. You can go for Safeguard, which is going to help out there as well. You can even go for something like that, stacking damage to elites, but I wanted to get that crit chance on there, so I swapped to that. Plus the 30% health on kill was nice. And as far as the knee pads, I don't really have too many options there personally, but Patience just seems to work out well because it gives me a lot of defense for Bloodsucker. And as far as Blacksmith, I think that's kind of the same thing. There's a surgical crit chance. I could possibly, I could possibly go on there. The important thing is to kind of get a feel for like what's out there, and I think there's some really fun combinations that you can play with.